Welcome in. Is this good? Yeah. I was like messing around with the audio. Got this like new HyperX thing as the casting kit, so this is fun. Definitely a really cool thing being a part of the casting team, and then some of the cool things you get from contributing to the community. Anyways, hopping in a little bit early today because it looks like we have a fair amount of people already in the game. We got 9 players already in. Pretty punctual team. I've been enjoying seeing these punctual teams coming in a lot more than what it used to be. But anyways, just check out this match. This is not working. Never mind. We are chilling here. Let me see if I can mess around with some settings here. Pull something up because something is not Oh, that is not working either. We will not be pulling up the matchup. That is totally fine, but anyways, I am gonna be checking out the matches. So right now we have, I don't want to say it's a huge difference. I mean, we have Alfa Esports versus Knights of Jerky today, and it's like 5 votes to 1, so not too many votes to start with, and maybe just people weren't expecting too much from the match. But hey, I'm available on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night. I can't even think right now. Tuesday night, and I decided why not? Let me hop on, cast this game and see what is going on between these two teams. But anyways, looks like a lot of people are definitely expecting Alfa Esports might be the team itself. And let me pull up some of this information. I've just been having a lot of weird problems with my casting stuff recently. I don't know what it is, as most of it has usually been resolved or something. But I guess not. Yeah, this is definitely a weird day. Let me see what's going on here. Nope, that's not. Oh, this is working. I'm so sorry, y'all. This normally works. But it is what it is. I'll have to manually check out these teams' histories, and it's totally fine if we do that. But it looks like we have Knights of Jerky, so they've been playing for a bit. They have some preseason history, 6-6 in this current season, and Alfa Esports has 4-2, so definitely have not played the same amount of games as Knights of Jerky. But I actually have casted Alfa Esports a couple different times now. And they have been doing pretty good for a team that just recently formed this season, I believe, because I don't think they have any prior history in the preseason. So they've definitely been doing a pretty solid job, and we'll see how that kind of matches up against Knights of Jerky. They've been playing around for a while. I know they've been playing since preseason, so I'm hoping they have that same team chemistry that's been there since the beginning versus a team like Alfa Esports, which has been coming in pretty hot. I mean, 4-2 off of a team that just came out of preseason. I mean, sorry, just season 1. Showcases that team. This team most likely is made up of people with prior VR FPS experience, or they'd already been on other teams altogether in like a breaches VRML, right? Whether it's other teams that have disbanded and they've come together or something of that sort. But anyways, I keep thinking someone's gonna hop into it, and I'm hoping this is a 5v5. I've had a couple of casts in the last couple of weeks where it ends up being like a 4v5 or something like that, and it's kind of funky to be doing that sort of cast. I really do try my best to showcase both teams doing well, but I mean, unless the team's going crazy on the 4v5, there's not really much to kind of talk through. And what is going on? They lost their server. Server shut down. Sorry, some technical difficulties going on here. Yeah, let me know what happens. Let me know what happens. So definitely some funkiness today, but we are fine. We'll be chilling here. I will be throwing this to ads. I normally don't throw this to ads so early on, but the teams will be trying to resolve something, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. So I'll be throwing it to ads for I think 4 or 5 minutes, and hopefully we can come back.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
All right, we are coming in and my audio is funky. Anyways, let's drop that. The team has finally got everything set up and we will be hopping right in to a map that most people we know and love, Factory. I say it and I'm gonna keep saying it every time I think I get a Factory map. This truly is the bread and butter of Breachers. It's a map that's been around for a while now, since the beginning, really. So at this point, I think if you can't effectively hold down Factory, you got to work on a couple different things and maybe go back to the drawing board before you go forward. Kind of focus on some of these other maps. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hideout is definitely a fan favorite, but I think Factory is where a lot of the mechanics where you really start attacking or defending within these maps on Breachers is definitely a place to kind of start off, and I think it really lends itself well to showcasing a lot of what Breachers is about. At least that is my 2 cents on Factory. I know not everyone is the biggest fan of Factory. It does get a little bit boring, and I totally understand it, especially a map that's been around so long. It does get a little bit old, but anyways, looks like nice and Jerky. Never mind. This is I'm just all over the place today. It looks like Alfa Esports are already starting their entrance into the map, and they're already running down people in on storage. Looks like they're gonna be setting up for a B push sometime here soon. And I think Knights of Jerky, they have their roamer off in the distance there. I'm not sure if you quite see him on the second floor. We'll see if anything does come out of that, but I think they might be taking a little bit too long. We'll see if they can hold this down. If Knights of Jerky can hold this down, that roamer is going to be able to come here and put in some maximum value. Looks like they are going to be breaching out in both walls here. Waiting for an entrance from Alfa Esports. It's about a 4v4 coming in with the smoke now, and they are cutting down on some lines of sight. Looks like going for a hard push here, and I'm surprised they're going in for that little corner, but hey, that's definitely an interesting spot to go in for. Anyways, shots down from Timmy Skull, knocking out Mini J, and Numbskull on the back and getting another one. It looks like Mr. Gamer from the smoke able to knock down another player. Unfortunately, that frag down from Shikes there. Shikes, I don't know, funny names today. And it looks like Boogie on the top end. What happened? Oh, I think Mini G got knocked down. That was the roamer. It was Kevlar coming in. And they watch this corner though, or Boogie has it shut down, and now Boogie able to knock it down and hold it. As Shikes comes in and tries to retake the room and is able to take down storage. Now almost getting Boogie and somehow missing one bullet, as I think Boogie had literally under 10 points of health to their name, but hey, they made it work. Anyways, that does give a point, the first round point to Alfa Esports, coming off a really solid win against Knights of Jerky. But hey, that was a close matchup, and we still do have 2, potentially 3 maps coming out of these 2 teams. And I mean, Knights of Jerky, they knocked it down to a 1v1, and somehow I don't know how those bullets didn't touch Boogie, but hey, they are just cracked, and even with the speed nerf, they were able to dodge all those bullets like Matrix and make things work out for them. Anyways, Knights of Jerky now having to recover off that first loss, and it's not, it's not too bad. It's literally round 1, and I got to reset these points. And what the heck? There we go. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I've just the last like week or two when I've been casting, something's gone wrong, and things are either just funky due to not even audio, because I used to have some audio problems here and there, but I kind of resolved that. But now it's just like sometimes it's just kind of weird. But you know, that is how it is. Things get kind of messed up, and you just kind of got to push through. Anyways, Alpha Esports getting set up on the roof. A very common kind of push, and I'm curious to see if they're going to mix anything up. We kind of just play this pretty straightforward. But we'll see if Knights of Jerky can respond to this. Because I believe Alpha Esports, yeah, Alpha Esports appears to have only one Vezin on their team. Anyway, Cyber just getting knocked out on that entrance and back there. Is now the rest of the team left with a 4v5 against Knights of Jerky. Definitely a really good start to their defensive play. Granted, Boogie does have Vezin in hand, and there's going to be a lot of value potentially coming from that unless Knights of Jerky can shut it down or shut down enough of the players where that Vezin advantage does not matter. Breach coming in now from Alpha Esports on A site. I'm just waiting for someone on Knights of Jerky to poke in from that corner and make something happen here. But Boogie knocking them down as they were not ready for that. But Shike's able to knock down Mr. Gamer. Anyways, Kevlar at the perfect moment, able to shut him down. But Timmy coming in through the hatch unexpectedly. And Numbskull on the back, able to knock down one of the players, all coming down to Timmy. As Shike just shoots all the way through the smoke there. That was not expected, but does not matter as Timmy's able to finish that up. And Tempo able to knock down and win that out for Knights of Jerky. And here, you know, here I was saying it, even with the Vezin in hand, and it's early. This game's really early. I think they only had one Vezin, so the advantage wasn't big enough to really count out Knights of Jerky against Alpha Esports. Yeah. Why does it say 1-7? Yeah, sorry about that. You know, my casting kit's just been all over the place recently, and I'm trying my best to get everything kind of set up. And I will say I was a little busy earlier. I was checking out the casting package I was kind of received, and I got some really cool HyperX products. So I was definitely kind of digging through, playing around with them, and getting things set up. And unfortunately, that was all within an hour before the cast, so I was a little rushed getting things set up. But it looks like everything's good to go now. As part of my stuff is not quite working. I know some of my stuff was weird, but hey, here we are. Knights of Jerky and Alpha Esports now going head to head, as they do have Vezins in hand, but not everyone on Alpha Esports. I'm kind of curious how that didn't quite work out. They had a round win from the previous one and coming into a third round. And you know, I always say this showcases just how important economy management is. I mean, you're having 5 players on Knights of Jerky with Vezins in hand versus Alpha Esports. They have 4 Vezins in hand. That's, oh no, not even 3. Sorry, Timmy does, no, Boogie and Cyberjust only have Spectral. So they have 3 Vezins in hand, and that economy disadvantage can make things a little bit harder. Granted, if you keep the Vezin, you know, wielders hand in hand with the people that are playing Spectrals or whatever gadget, you can theoretically take it off their body if they die, but you know, you don't want to rely on your teammate dying to get a better gun, right? Anyways, we're seeing a setup here now coming in from Alpha Esports, and we're going to see how, never mind, Tempo able to knock them all the way through server. That was a beautiful peek. I don't know if you can see that right there, as they were not expecting that shot there. Now knocking Alpha Esports down to a 4v5 scenario, and the EMP is down on top of that. I'm waiting potentially for Mini G again on the back end to make something happen here and potentially get some points, not points back, but get a couple picks off. And he was Mr. Gamer able to knock down Shikes all the way through. And Kevlar able to refrag off of that, and they're just going blow for blow between these two teams. I think Minigy's looking around, potentially trying to see if they can get some advantage here. And I think they know the EMP is in hand, and they're playing the smart thing, which is to not play it all the way through. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to catch some people offhand, as they're not going to be expecting someone on that hatch there. And they looked away at the wrong moment, and you know, sometimes you just got to keep your eye on the prize, but it's fine. The EMP does get picked up. Never mind, Minigy able to come down, try to go in for some crazy picks, but unfortunately doesn't quite work out for them. It's fine. Boogie here trying to make something happen. Still a minute left in the round. They might be going in for a save at this point, as they have a 2v3 scenario and they barely have even tried to retake side at this point. I'm wondering to see if they're going to potentially go in for a reset, and I think they might be going in for a long reset, but I mean 30 seconds, you can't do too much with that. Or mind, they already had the breach on this side, so actually this is not the worst setup here. We'll have to see if it does work out. And it was jumps coming in on the side and a double smoke coming out. They're probably not quite sure where anyone is, and I think they did get the EMP plant off. Surprisingly, that worked out for them. I did not think that would work, but that is a cracked reset play that did work out very well for Alpha Esports. And now Nice and Jerky having to reset something up, as somehow they weren't able to push the smokes. I'm shocked that they didn't retake that. They just kind of let it happen. But I think Kev, never mind. They're all on this floor. They have to go upstairs. They know someone's up there holding that hatch. And Boogie able to knock down Tempo there, potentially going in for another pick. But I think Boogie is ready for someone to be here. Kev is coming. And Gate out from the outside, able to knock him down, and Boogie able to finish that up, giving a point win over to Alpha Esports. There we go. My replay stuff, everything's just broken today, you know? It's just literally weird. But hey, here we are. Alpha Esports now coming into this 2 points up, and I mean, it's close. You know, last round, I really thought Nice Jerky had this in hand. They had 3 players to 2, and they had a very strong hold on the site. I'm just shocked that the reset coming out from Alpha Esports really threw Knights of Jerky for Worlds. They were not ready for the double smoke plant there, and that was a beautiful reset from Alpha Esports to somehow come back from a severely disadvantaged spot, I would say, and still come out of this with a solid win, because I think both players were still alive at the end of the round there. I'm shocked that not even one of them was knocked down, but hey, you know, can't go wrong with the reset sometimes. And that's good, right? Sometimes I think teams get tunnel vision. They get so caught up in pushing a certain site that sometimes it really is better to just pull outside and potentially retry at another angle. Go check out Nice and Jerky on this side. Looks like they have a double roaming kind of setup here. And a little bit aggressive, might I say, but hey, I've seen some aggressive plays work out here, and I'm wondering if they can make it. Come through, and Numbskull getting some crazy wall bangs with the Marui there. Definitely, you know, if you don't know, the Marui has definitely received a fair amount of buffs recently, and it is definitely worth checking out. I know more people in the community have been talking about, hey, you should check it out. It's definitely something worth utilizing. Anyways, Mini G on the top end coming in, shooting and shutting down Dolph. I'm wondering if they're able to get 2 more people there. Otherwise, they are stuck right now in storage. But Boogie able to knock down 2 players back to back, getting a 2-piece, and the site has been cleared. And now it comes down to Shikes as they push in, but they get knocked down by the team, unfortunately, as they could not hold that down. And you know, I gotta say it, I think Boogie is definitely putting out the numbers today. Let's see where they're at. They're 9-1 in this first half. It's not even the second half yet, and they're already holding a fair amount, almost double-digit kills. And we're not even all the way done with that first half. So Nice for Jerky definitely does have to do something right now, as Boogie is holding it down as the top fragger for Alpha Esports. It's not looking good for them as they keep getting shut down. I mean, they got a 2-piece there, and were able to clear site out for Alpha Esports as they were pushing that. And I think my only concern right now is that we saw the roaming play, we saw it sort of work out, but they gotta come in potentially a little bit sooner or a little bit more aggressively and really pinch in while the defensive team is also engaging them from the front. That's one of the best things I think I've seen with roaming plays, is when they can really coordinate it really well with the team that is defending, and that way you almost sort of pinch in on the team that's attacking. Those to me are one of the best roaming plays I've seen. Mini G, let's see. I think that's a cool gun. Some of the skins I really do enjoy, you know, that they put out. I know some people have concerns about cost. Yeah, I get that. But some of them just honestly look cool. Like I do enjoy some of the skins we've seen. you know, Triangle Factory put out. Probably looks like we're going to be seeing a similar setup here from Alfa Esports, potentially more of a leaning onto A side, as B side didn't quite work out last time. And shutting it down from the corner there, that was so deadly. I don't even know what to tell you. I did not expect a two-piece there. As Alfa Esports is now down to 3 players, but hey, we've seen this before. They've done very well, even with having this pretty solid disadvantage, and especially they got players like Boogie Up, who are able to hold it down and potentially clutch this up. But we'll have to see. You know, we have about 2 minutes left in the round. Alfa Esports now scrambling to make something work, potentially going for another reset like they did in one of the previous rounds, and they did it to good, you know, a fair amount of success. But I'm wondering if Nice Jerky can switch this up, because it looks like a fair amount of the players are now on A site, kind of holding it down. But I think they know something's going on. They're getting some wall bangs here into this display room area. We'll have to see if Alfa Esports can set this up. Time is now ticking down. We got about almost a minute left in the round, so it's getting a little bit closer to time, and you know, it's looking a little bit tight, but it's not impossible. They still have a fair amount of times to make something happen here, but they gotta do it sometime soon, as Nights of Jerky does have all 5 players up ready to push. Oh, and Kev are able to knock out Boogie from there. They were not expecting that. See if we can get some angles in from this side. Some wall bangs are trying to happen here. And it now comes down to 30 seconds left in the round. Alfa Esports, I think, scrambling to make something happen, but at this point, I don't think it's going to work out. They're probably going to be pulling all the way out for a save, and I think they are playing a little bit safe, and that does look like the round will be going to Nice Jerky. Giving them a 2-3. 1 point difference from Alfa Esports, currently down, but hey, we're going into the next upcoming round with Knights of Jerky having a solid win in the hand. And also, if we look at it, 5 players up, no one has to buy Bezins. They're definitely good on their economy, and it looks like Alfa Esports is about the same thing, right? They have a fair amount of money in the bank. I'm not too worried about them getting money. I think this will be a really solid head-to-head push between both teams. They should both be fully outfitted with Bezins, and this will definitely be a really good decider to see which team can maintain the momentum or potentially disrupt the momentum. But a really solid play from Nice of Jerky there, and I think their economy is definitely looking really good in hand, as they can have a lot of gadgets and do whatever they want with the utility. But the same can be said for Alfa Esports. When you have players like Cyberjets with 6,300 credits in hand, you know, they can buy, you know, 1-2 Vezins for their teammates and kind of just have a good day, right? So definitely, while the loss is there because both these teams are going head to head, we haven't really seen any strong economy disadvantages yet, which is, I think, more fun of the game, because we're seeing these teams at their best, going head to head, and it really just comes down to whichever team is able to hold it down better for that certain site, or having better picks, right? Anyways, a fair amount of utility all the way around from Nights of Jerky. I'm not surprised there, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a very aggressive push in to lobby here. And I'm wondering if Teflon can make something happen, but this might be a little bit risky, as they do get picked off by Cyberjets there a little bit early in the round, and that might be what they needed to tip the scales in their on their side. Now the one rummer that was there is now knocked out. And lobbies, it's kind of an aggressive spot if you think about it, because there's so many, as we saw, there's so many entry points into lobby from the attacking team. You gotta really know what you're doing, otherwise you're gonna have moments like that where you just kind of get picked off. Anyways, it looks like a fair amount. Never mind, Numbskull able to knock out somebody through the wall, I believe. As the team is just waiting, and a beautiful incendiary right on the smoke right there. this point, Nice of Jerky kind of spread all the way around between B. Never mind, Cyberjust. Where are these picks coming from? Oh, on the back end. Cyberjust getting picked out. Getting some picks there. Giving the team a fair amount of advantage there. And I'm not... Never mind. Numbskull able to knock it out with the trip mine. There was a beautiful placement. And Boogie able to knock down Shikes there. As Kev tries to come in. But now a 3v2. It looks like we might be seeing a pinch potentially on the B side. And Boogie able to get knocked down to 2v2, but no, Timmy was there on the back end. They were not ready for that. All comes down to Numbskull. And they hold it down. Nope, they can. Looks like Mr. Gamer's going to hold that down now, giving Alfa Esports another point advantage. It looks like they're going to be 2 points up against Knights of Jerky. Now we'll be seeing Alfa Esports holding it down on the defensive half. And if I were a wagering man, I might think that Alfa Esports might be able to come out of this on top as they're coming into the defensive half now with 4 points behind them. So they're definitely on the advantage. But hey, you can't count out Knights of Jerky. We've seen some really close rounds here. And I think that might just come down to unfortunate timing and just kind of bad placement in our previous round from Knights of Jerky. Right? They played a little bit aggressive with that roamer in lobby, and I mean, honestly, the second I heard all 5 windows popped, I might have just waited. Like, just moments like that, you gotta just hold it and potentially try to lure the enemy team in and maybe get a pick off as they're not expecting you to be there. Anyways, I'm curious to see how Knights of Jerky does attempt to attack Factory as Alfa Esports is trying their best to hold it down and defend the sites against them. Anyways, here we are on the 3rd floor once again. A pretty aggressive play from Knights of Jerky going directly in on storage. Not even looking around. Never mind. Cyber just took the pick off pretty early in the round, but Mini G, sorry, that was J. Able to refrag that. I think Dolph in the back. Trying to get a pick off through that wall. I think they might have a roamer also from Alfa Esports, trying to pick in on Knights of Jerky here. A lot of tight angles as they both try to push both sides. And Timmy, I think, holding a really solid spot up top. And surprisingly, no one peeked over. They got the plant off. I'm surprised that worked out. But Mini G accidentally gets that team kill there. But Get Alpha will come out and refrag. I'm now coming down to Shikes, and this is definitely looking a little tough. But I don't think they're going to be able to come back for this. At this point, if I'm the enemy, if I'm on the defending team, I'm saying go for the defuse. You got it. You can do it. I think you have enough time. Never mind. They just got back right in time. Dolph and Mr. Gamer have to make something happen here. Ooh, and oh, it's so close. The angles are so tight. I really don't know who's gonna win this one. It's back and forth. It's just I would just be holding like very passive angle. You don't gotta play aggressive on it. This is literally coming down to the wire, and never mind. That comes to Knights of Jerky. That was beautiful, beautiful timing from that. As I was not expect. I was not quite sure. I heard the time counting down, and I was a little worried. I'm like, can they do it? Can they come back? And unfortunately, they did get the pick off. But beautiful, beautiful time wasting there from Knights of Jerky. Is able to hold it out and force things to not quite work out for them. Oh, I love when people tell me I'm one of their favorite casters. I really do appreciate that, and yeah, it's great to see a team that hasn't been cast. You know, honestly, I've actually casted both these teams. Alfa Esports I casted I think 2-3 weeks ago, and Knights of Jerky I've casted not this season, but I casted them in preseason. I think 2, maybe 3 times. But yeah, you know, it's honestly whenever I'm available, and I always say that I love coming on, kind of seeing these teams that I'm not, you know, saying these are bad teams or anything. It's just like they're a little bit higher up on the ladder, and I don't know. I almost like I do enjoy casting. I think teams that aren't like top 10 or 15. Don't get me wrong; those are great and they're so fun to see people play crack. But sometimes it's kind of nice to chill and kind of watch with people in different parts of the ladder and how they play against these different teams, right? When you think about silver, gold, and potentially even low diamond, these teams play a little bit off, not like perfect meta. It's kind of cool to see how these teams decide to play. And it was nice to be able to take over storage, and it looks like we're going to see potentially some roaming plays here from Boogie here, and perfect timing. No, they just got a couple shots off and not able to finish it off. At this point, nice Jerky holding down this corner. I think we might be trying to see it enter Boogie on the back and able to knock down Shikes, and just a lot of fragging on other sides of the map here. But anyways, looks like we do have the EMP planted. Or yeah, it does go off at this point. We're trying to take sight. As people and Boogie able to shut down storage, and it comes down to Kevlar, and again they're trying to hold it down, but a 3v1 is definitely a situation that I would not want to be in. As they do get finished off there, unfortunately. I mean, you can't do that much. I mean, with a 3v1, and really it's 1.25 people left, because I mean Cyber just has 3 health in the pocket. I mean, a stray bullet to the foot would have taken them out there. But hey, you know, here we are. Alfa Esports able to secure another round win for themselves. And we're seeing a lot of back and forth between these two teams, and I love watching stuff like that. I think it makes for a more entertaining game, because don't get me wrong, a 7-0 probably feels good for the team that's winning, but as a viewer and a caster, it's actually very not interesting. But at this point in the season, we're pretty deep in, right? I don't think you still make teams. I forgot. But at this point, so many teams have been kind of formed and destroyed, and at this point, most teams on the ladder are pretty kind of around their skill zone. And so games should be a lot more interesting and a lot of back and forth. And that's what we're seeing here today. You know, Alfa Esports, even though a newer team, playing a pretty solid game against Knights of Jerky, and I'm curious to see if Knights of Jerky can potentially switch things up and make things work out for them even on the attacking half, or if Alfa Esports is going to be able to clean this up and go all the way through and get 7 rounds in the pocket. And it looks like we're on the 3rd floor again and again. I keep complaining about the map rotations and like on the sense of map sites, and I feel like that I need to upvote that. I need to find that somewhere. But if y'all ever see my suggestion, I recommended that they switch up the distribution of map sites, because I feel like it's a little one-sided anyways. Kevlar having a really good entrance here on lockers, able to knock it down, but it looks like someone is running through the incendiary. Just a heads up, the incendiary takes out a lot. It's not like the static. The static is like what, 1-2 health a second. The incendiary will kill you. I would not recommend running through that next time. Anyways, let me get this angle on Boogie. I see them creeping up. Tempo able to knock someone down, and never mind, there's no one in on lockers. Never mind, Tempo there, and they get picked off, unfortunately, by Numbskulls. They do know something's happening here. But Knights of Jerky having a really solid attack here. Now it comes down to 4-2 players. You gotta have something set up, though, for this push. And lots of smokes coming out, and unfortunately they're not utilizing it to their advantage. And another breach wall comes out live. And a beautiful reset there from Knights of Jerky as they went in for the, looks like a hatch play. And never mind, Kevlar able to knock down Timmy. And Knights of Jerky, look at that. 4 players in hand. And this is what I'm saying. We're seeing a pretty solid momentum switch up here, potentially, by Knights of Jerky. But I wouldn't discount Alpha. Look at the economy. They have a lot of players still in hand that can buy Vezins and be really good coming into this upcoming match. And at this point, I think Knights of Jerky finally getting their economy back, where they can finally put up a really good fight against them. That's one of your games for. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's fun to cast games across the whole ladder. I don't think. I'm trying to think, like, what's the highest ladder game I've ever casted, and it's honestly, it was probably like a game like preseason, like week 1, you know. But those week 1 matches are always funky, because it's like you have either some cracked team against potentially a totally new team, and some people just get stopped, and it's hard to watch that. At least like if it's a 7-2 or something, and it's like the team, we're seeing like a little bit of back and forth during rounds, that's fine. But it does kind of hurt when you see like people getting stomped and they just don't even care. Anyways, Boogie coming in, holding. Looks like again another aggressive roaming play. I'm surprised no one saw them. I think Tempo might have heard the audio cues though. Anyway, set up here from Knights of Jerky. Probably going into B side here. And a lot of aggressive angles. I don't, you know, from Alfa Esports, we're seeing a lot of people all across the area watching out for these plays. And now Cyber just turned at the wrong moment as Mini J able to come in and take them off. And Numbskull comes in with a crazy frag. Where was that frag? Oh, that was the server frag, I believe. With a beautiful placement there. And the frag comes out. I think that might have been a wasted frag personally. But hey, you can use a frag however you want to. Get Alpha will come back and knock out Kevlar, but never mind. Tempo able to finish that and re-frag them back. Now leaving a 3-2 scenario. Where are all the players? Never mind. Boogie on the end, coming in, trying to retake this. But Shikes, was it? Never mind. They were ready because they were able to knock him down. I mean, a Vezin versus the Spectral, you can't do much with that. I'm surprised they were able to take sight so much there. And another solid attack from Knights of Jerky. And just the timing is crazy. I mean, Tempo literally just missed somebody. He was to be able to run offside. I think they might have went in to get a Vezin in hand. At this point, they're going to be playing it out as a save. And, you know, just so much back and forth between Alfa Esports and Knights of Jerky. I was really going to put all my cards in on Alfa Esports considering they were on the defending half, but Knights of Jerky showcasing that it's fine. It's totally fine if they're on the attacking half. They feel just as comfortable there as they did on the defending half. And I think this is where the momentum switch up might really be coming into place now, because I think Alfa Esports should not have enough money to buy any Vezins. Never mind, they have a couple Vezins in hand. You know, I can't do money. I can't count right now. Oh, you know what it is? When you have so many losses back to back, they start, you know, the money you gain per round starts increasing. So never mind. You know, never mind. Alfa Esports able to come back potentially, as they can get, I think, a fully outfitted team, or at least something close to that against Knights of Jerky. But I mean, Knights of Jerky, they have so much, you know, economy is so much on their side. They're flush with cash. I'm kind of curious to see how they decide to approach this, considering they have literally all the money in the world. And this is really a winning decider, because whatever team wins this round at the bare minimum will come out of this with a draw, potentially allowing themselves to win this out by round 7, or by round 12. Round 7, I can't even talk. You know what I missed? They used to have the round counter here, but it's not here anymore. I put in a suggestion. You know, I'm always on that suggestions forum thing and bugs thing for breaches, because I'm like, I just want this game to get better, and I always recommend things when I can. I try to avoid being the guy that's a little overbearing. I used to be a lot worse at the beginning, because I would be like picky, like something even like the call out maps. I would literally give them like comments on that, but hey, that's just me being picky, you know. He's Natural Jerky able to take over storage pretty confidently. I'm waiting for something to happen here. I mean, they have a fair amount of time to do something, and they're not. You know, moments like this, you just gotta punch it. You got time. You already got the setup, and the smokes, unfortunately, kind of going all over the place. They are good to go. They are pushing in potentially soon. I think Shikes able to try to take over Mr. Gamer in that corner, and Shikes able to knock down Mr. Gamer. It's a huge win there for them. And Numbskull getting another pick off, Dolph on the back end, able to pick off one of the players, and the Incendiary comes out, and now it comes down to Boogie and Dolph. Let's see, they have Mini G. Oh, unfortunately checked the wrong corners as they got knocked off in that plant area. At this point, if I was playing, never mind, to get another pick off, and Boogie's just killing it right now. If I were Knights of Jerky, I'd be telling them just hold off and chill. You don't need to be pushing these aggressive angles. Boogie coming in for the reset. I think might be trying to set something up with the Dolphins. They push in on side and retake everything. It looks like they know there's only one player in. Oh, and Numbskull able to knock him down, and Boogie gets picked off too by Numbskull there. And a beautiful setup by Knights of Jerky. If I were to be nitpicky, I'd say just a little bit faster. They were all already set up. They should have just pushed it and kind of taken it more by surprise. But they still did a good push. It worked out for them, and they got the points in hand here. Now a 6-5. Knights of Jerky coming out of this at the bare minimum of draw, and potentially coming out of this with the win. I'm curious to see how they'll come out of this. I'm considering they do have a slight economy advantage with players like Timmy only having enough money to buy. I think that's an all real. And they don't have much utility on the side of Alfa Esports, while Knights of Jerky, they have enough money to buy all the gadgets in the world, and on top of that, they still have money. They can buy 3 or 4 vessels for themselves if they really wanted to. You know, if I were them, I would potentially buy like a Marui, get some wall bangs in, and then use that Vezin for a backup, you know? But that's just me being nitpicky. Twisted Doge, I think this will be tie. I hate the 3-minute delay, because I wish I can talk to y'all more directly. But yeah, no, it is what it is. But I'm not. It's a 5-6. Will this be a tie? I honestly don't think so. I think Knights of Jerky's had really good momentum on the attacking half. I think they'll be able to come out of this. But you know, as they say, the caster's curse. If I say something's gonna happen, the opposite of that will happen. So we will have to see. Anyways, good entrance here from now. They are taking over. Oh, and Cyber just knocked down Mini G. I can't talk. Mini G there. As they have the EMP down now from Knights of Jerky. They got to pick this up and make something happen. Shikes coming in, I think, through the wall and able to pick them off. I don't think they were expecting that. And the timing is crazy as Boogie able to knock them down. Potentially from the back, and the crazy roaming play from Boogie. I don't think they're ready for this, as Boogie is unfortunately able to make something happen, but I mean, they were able to get a pick off and take out some severe advantage of some of this health. Check what's going on. Timmy now, and I think Alfa in computer room. This is a good setup now from Alfa Esports. They have the numbers on their side, and they're holding really strong angles. At this point, it's really up to Knights of Jerky. I think they're taking their time, trying to see if there's going to be any over-eager defenders from Alfa Esports, but I think Alfa Esports playing this smart, knowing that they have time. They don't have to do anything crazy. They can just hold out these angles. Ooh, and that crazy angle from that corner is just hard on server. Kepler trying to take them out and almost works out here, but I'm waiting for this angle from Dolph. But no, never mind. Looks like Knights of Jerky might be going in potentially a reset or just going in for health. You know, this is one of those things where, like, it's round 6, you can't go for a save. You gotta punch it, make something work, because saves don't work. There's no point in saving, which I'm not saying they are, but I've seen sometimes where teams do this, where they go in for a save on the last round, which it doesn't make sense. You either punch it and make it work, or you don't, right? You know, we couldn't reset here, and Mr. Gamer able to knock them down as they were not expecting them in that corner. I think Mr. Gamer might be able to finish this off. Now the time's counting down. It's 20 seconds in hand. Oh, and Kevlar are able to make that work out. I am purely shocked right now, but it's 12 seconds. They gotta make something happen. Otherwise, it is game over. Unfortunately, that's just enough time that they can't make anything happen, and this will come out to a tie. As this comes down to literally the time. And that was beautiful, beautiful placement there, and timing by Alfa Esports to not punch anything and just really take their time. And a valiant attempt by Knights of Jerky to make something work out here, but unfortunately, they took a little bit too long on that rotation, and that did cost them the round. And you know, ultimately, I can't quite say it cost them the game. It's a tie. So we are now going to definitely a map 3 between these two teams, but we will have to see what's going to happen here. post game. Oh yeah, that was no one won that round. So I didn't get to put someone won. I think we have a tie. I don't think we have a button for ties. We should definitely get one of those. Yep. Tied. Do we have a tie? No, we don't. Huh. I will definitely request that from the production crew. But anyways, what is going on? You can't see anything. I mean, 10-minute break. I will just try my best. What is going on? You can't see. Yeah, you know, my stuff's like so broken. It's like, it's tripping me out. Anyways, I will see y'all around. Looks like they will be taking a 10-minute break, so I'll be sending the ad breaks. I'll see y'all in about 10 minutes.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Honestly, gonna just hop. I'm gonna hop in a little early here, because it looks like these teams will be kind of coming in a little bit slow. We already have 8 players. Oh my God, I can't talk. 8 players in the lobby. So they'll be definitely coming in a little bit soon. We'll see how that comes up. And wanted to kind of talk about, what did we see in that previous round, and hold the phone. Looks like back here. Cool. I don't, sorry about the icons and stuff. I don't know what's going on with my casting stuff. Just telling you, like, my kid's just been crazy weird the past like week or two, and I've just got to make something happen, and kind of just push through, but anyways, we saw some really good, what did we see that last round, right? We saw a lot of back and forth between these two teams, Knights of Jerky and Alfa Esports, and I always, appreciate seeing that sort of stuff, as it does make a lot more for some entertaining stuff. And I was a little hesitant to say that Knights of Jerky would potentially come out of this, because Alfa Esports, they had a really solid attacking half, and coming into the defensive half, I figured they might have been able to make something work out. But Knights of Jerky definitely had something else to say about that, as they came through and had a really solid kind of winning streak at one point against Alfa Esports on the attacking half, when we saw them get so far, and potentially almost had an economy advantage against them. And things almost worked out for them until that last round, where they weren't able to make things quite work out. They tried going in for sort of a reset at the end there, but unfortunately it came down to time, as Alfa Esports did their best to really do the time, waste time as much as possible and really just hold it down. And I thought these teams would be coming in, but it looks like they are taking their time, doing whatever they want. But never mind. Are they switching lobbies? Okay. Sorry, I thought the team captain was gonna tell me they were switching lobbies, but it looks like they aren't. But anyways, wanted to give some shout outs. I think my top shout out sponsor that I always like doing is HyperX, especially now. I got a lot of HyperX products. I got this really cool mat, and it is massive. It literally, I wish I could show my camera, it's kind of hard to see, but it literally covers like my whole desk. And it's kind of nice. It really really cool products. I have this quadcast now, and I think I think when I get my face up in there, the audio is so much better. Maybe I can just start doing some ASMR. I don't know about that, but anyways, shout out to HyperX today, because they've done some crazy stuff for the community. They've done some great giveaways, give out some headsets. We have 15% off if you wanted to, with a code for HXVRML 23. Remember, HyperX does help support the VRML with some great high quality products. I mean, they like the quadcast right now. I have it in front of me. Definitely cool. It's like that's so fun. I don't. So definitely impressed by some of their hardware. And again, they provide some great equipment to our first, second, and third place champions that come out of the first season of VRML. So definitely shout out to them. And I gotta say something for our newer, I can't say newest anymore, they're newer compared to some of the other sponsors we've had for a while, but shout out to VR Cover for coming out with some high quality hygiene and comfort solutions for some popular headsets. I know for me, like, I still need to get a cover. I keep saying this and I keep forgetting to buy it, but I do need a cover for my headset, unfortunately, as I did not get one once I got the Q3, and I'm kind of a stickler for the cover, because I know the default ones that give you are kind of itchy. On top of that, like, little nose area, you can kind of see out of it, so it doesn't give me like the perfect immersion, which that's something I do love. So anyways, if you do want to get some great cushions that enhance the comfort of any VR device and allow you to play in VR comfortably for longer, check out some VR Cover products. And those will be all the sponsors I have for today, unless someone decides to pay me. I'm just kidding. That would be nice, but anyways, doesn't matter. Ranked would fix that. Hope they stop the lobby. Another map for ranked or anti-G. That's funny. Someone said, yeah, I'm just checking out the chat right now. We got some time to kill. Someone said, "Are you excited for the future winter map?" I think something like that's cool. I think that's a really cool switch up. I think it's Thomas Chamberlain. I don't know how he's Chamberlain. But I'm excited for new maps. I'm always hesitant, you know, being a caster and even being a league player myself. Having a new map's kind of scary because that's like a whole new set of plays I need to kind of memorize, and you know, we might be potentially hitting a point where there's just so many maps that's kind of hard and kind of scary for, I think, newer people to the league. And I think, to me, for competitiveness, having a smaller map pool can be nice, but you can say that's kind of limiting and not as interesting. So I can see both sides, where it might be better to be able to get more or not. But anyways, it looks like the teams will be switching up, and I think, what is going on with my scenes? They're just all over. But anyways, they are going to be starting off round 2 on another, I don't know if I would call it a fan favorite, but definitely one that is consistently chosen. It's going to be Skyscraper. And it looks like we're going to have Knights of Jerky starting on the defensive side again. And it looks like Alfa Esports is definitely getting a lot of attacking practice in as they are starting off on the attacking half. Second time now. And let's go check out what's going on in Knights of Jerky. It looks like we're going to be on the first floor between, I want to say this is office and conference room or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. But hey, we are fine. Cool, that is cool. Anyways, here we are going first round off for Skyscraper. It looks like we're going to be seeing some interesting gameplay here. That looks like they might be playing out of Courtyard, which Courtyard I'm always kind of mixed on. To me, that can low-key be a death funnel if the team knows what's going on. I've seen that happen a lot of times where people do get shut off in that little area because, you know, it's so easy to poke at it from so many different angles. Alfa Esports now setting up for the breach. Never mind, not even set. They are going in. It looks like Knights of Jerky might have had a drop as the bot Daniel not doing too well on the back there. Anyways, then a beautiful frag from Nunskull and a pick off from Mini G. And even though they have the bot in hand, a beautiful two-piece back-to-back from the team. But anyways, Alfa Esports coming in for another attempt to retake the site. And unfortunately, things aren't quite working out. But Boogie putting in the numbers once again. And the wall bang's just missing, but Numbskull able to finish it off as they do get the entrance here. Looks like Numbskull's gonna be able to finish that up. Do y'all like this angle when you see people defuse, or should I just kind of hold the third person? I'm always curious. I feel like first person looks nice, kind of see what's going on and you know, see them go in for that defuse. But let's see what kind of angles we get here. The head angle. This one's kind of weird. Yeah, the head angle is kind of, look at this. You can see them running around. I always find it, I think it looks cool for like cinematic shots, but it's kind of funky, you know, to actually look at it in game. Or not in game, but like in a cast. Anyways, really good start off there from Knights of Jerky. As they were able to shut down Alfa Esports, and they had a good setup there. Unfortunately, the frag came out at I think the best possible time for Knights of Jerky, as one of their players were able to get a pick off there, and it was just a beautiful two-piece back-to-back from Knights of Jerky. And you know, at this point, it's still anyone's game, right? These teams have gotten a draw on the first map, so really it's whoever wins the next two maps comes out of this, you know, victorious. And unfortunately, if it ends up being a win and a loss, it's going to be a tie, right? Because I know we used to talk about, you know, whether someone would win or not, depending on map points, but that's not really the case until we're into championships, right? But on the ladder, you just tie out. So if I win one game, lose one game, and I draw the last one, then it's just a straight draw. It doesn't matter the point difference at all. And the breaches are coming out from Alfa Esports. I think they have someone in the courtyard, and Daniel, the bot, is feeling very confident with the Kadeo, but unfortunately gets knocked down by Cyberjust. And a really solid push, and a double smoke coming out from Alfa Esports as they now are trying to take over side and going in for the bomb planting. At this point, a beautiful double smoke there, as I think they're trying to switch it up and make sure that no one can see them. And Tempo attempting the retake toilets, but not quite working out as he get knocked out by by Boogie. Whoa, I almost mixed that up. Oh, my mouse. Mini G just, yep, going in for the save as I would too in a 1v5 scenario. This is still risky to run all the way off site. But yeah, they were pulling all the way off. And yep, really good side takeover by Alfa Esports, and another solid use of the double smoke push that we've seen from them a couple times here. Maybe I need to start borrowing that, because I like that double smoke push. You don't really quite know where they're coming from, and it does do a lot of area, not area denial, but site denial for the team. But anyways, nice for Jerky going in for the save in this upcoming round. And I think Alfa Esports, they're probably just playing it safe, just making sure they actually win out the EMP. Alfa Esports now coming out of that victorious with another round in the pocket, and I mean, this is what I'm talking about. They're going literally round for round, but you know, it's kind of hard because Knights of Jerky have lost their player, so they're now in a 4v5 scenario, and I definitely would not want to be on a 4v5, but you know, if I were to be in a 4v5, it would be Skyscraper, and it would be on the defending side. Sorry, like, look down on X. I need to get dinner. I'm trying to think, what am I gonna eat for dinner? That is a good question. I'll figure it out. Alright, coming into this third round now. Where are they going? Alfa Esports looks like they're going more for a B push, Charlie B push. Yeah. Most people tend to do B. I've seen some teams do a really good job on radio, so A site. But it definitely is a little bit harder. It requires a fair amount of coordination. Alfa Esports is able to come down, not really running to any opposition, but it looks like someone going in for the smoke, which definitely was an interesting choice, but hey, if it works, it works. And Mr. Gamer able to knock down the bot, Daniel in the corner. I think Boogie trying to pull in wide and get some shots off, but Kev just holding down that angle. And 3-4 players in the hallway there. Never mind, we're seeing a total reset here from Alfa Esports, but never mind. Mini G's has another idea and has a shut them down in the hallway. Where's Mini G? Yep. A beautiful shutdown by Mini G, as they were not expecting that, and able to poke off Boogie, their top fragger. I think Mini G having a little bit of time, taking their time, playing around. I think Dolph trying to retake site, but they're really holding the angles. At this point, Timmy and Dolph decide to pull off, and I think they will be playing this out. We'll see. Or never mind. I guess I thought they were gonna play it out, but looks like they are not gonna be doing that. Fortnite is cool. Yeah, Fortnite's cool. You know, I was playing. I play Fortnite with my friends pretty often. And then we recently hopped on for that OG Fortnite, and I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it. I think because I'm so used to all the new movement stuff and different guns in the game that it's kind of funky. But anyways, this is not me talking. But anyways, Alpha Esports able to take that over, and at this point, it looks like they're going in for, not take that over. They did not have a successful push, and unfortunately lost a little too many of their players. So it looks like they will be going in for the save round. And I remember I saw someone in the suggestions mention that maybe they should be allowed to do a sort of like forfeit or save button. Because I get it. It's kind of boring to kind of watch this for a full minute. There's not really much to check out. Because at least for the spectators, we know what's going on versus, you know, Nice and Jerky in game. They're probably still kind of focused in, dialed in, trying to. Oh, whoa! What the heck? That is weird. 1 second. That's weird. I don't know what happened. My Breacher's screen literally just turned off. That is funky. You know, I don't, everything's going wrong today. Like, I don't know what it is. I gotta reinstall everything or something, because that has literally never happened to me. But anyways, I will be holding this up. Let's just hold the phone. It's coming back. I'm so sorry. What the heck? That's crazy. It literally just kicked me. 1 second, y'all. I am coming all the way back, and hopefully nothing happened. I think they just went for a save. I'm coming in quick. I'm so sorry. I apologize. This has never happened. But here we are again. It looks like not too much has happened. Thank goodness. And what the? There it is. Yeah, I don't know. It just literally kicked me out. Huh, that was weird. Let's go check out Alpha Esports' corner. They are attempting. Oh, they're on the first floor, getting on the same exact side, but able to knock down Daniel the bot. As Daniel got a little too eager there. And I think someone's really trying to play around with that frag in hand. This frag comes out and doesn't quite land, I think, where people wanted it to. Never mind, it does hit a Mr. Gamer, but doesn't quite knock him out. Ooh, and Temple getting a really good shot there, but doesn't matter. He's able to knock down Mini G through the smoke. And Tempo really trying to watch the angles and somehow doesn't get hit. Oh, and a beautiful, beautiful wallbang there from Numbskull. I think Delph going in for the reset. You know, I will appreciate the thought that I've seen from Alpha Esports doing a lot of resets back and forth. He's able to knock down Mr. Gamer there. And at this point, Nice and Jerky doing a really good job at holding down these angles and trying to deny any more entrances from Alpha Esports. Alright, let's go check out what's going on Alpha Esports' side. Looks like we're seeing a potential reset here. But I don't know why they go in for the they don't have the EMP is the problem. So even though they go for the reset, they have to go for the kills. Otherwise, this will potentially be going to Nice and Jerky. I thought we were going to be seeing a reset from Alpha Esports, but I guess they're going in for a save, which is surprising. I mean, I don't know, moments like this, it's kind of hard, right? Do you still do a save when it's even? And they still had about a minute and a half left in the round. I think it still would have been possible. To me, if saves are more for just impossible scenarios or the situation just so heavily disadvantaged against you. But I don't think that was Alpha Esports in this scenario. We've seen both these teams play very successfully against each other. I think if Alpha Esports decided to go in for a reset, they could have done something like that because they've seen this switch up. You know, they've done a reset play against Alpha Esports, and it worked to great effect on Factory. And I'm surprised they didn't try doing the same thing here on Skyscraper. But unfortunately that didn't happen, and we saw them going for a save. And I mean, if I were Knights of Jerky, I'm okay with that, right? It's another win in the pocket. And they need to capture as many wins as possible, considering that they do have that bot, right? They have the bot in hand. So they're playing a 4v5 scenario this whole game, which definitely, it's not impossible, especially on the defending half, but just does make things a little bit harder. Anyways, Alpha Esports here setting up. Let's see how they decide to push this against Knights of Jerky, now being down a 2-point difference. But the economy is still looking pretty solid on their half. I mean, they're able to get 4 pheasants in hand against Knights of Jerky. But, you know, again, Knights of Jerky definitely in a very, very favorable spot. And never mind, they just knocked 2 players out, and they almost traded there. And I just don't know what happened there. Anyways, it looks like Knights of Jerky decided to go to trade 1 for 2 players now, as Alfa Esports lost 2 players pretty early on into the round. I think they tried playing a little bit aggressive into radio. Unfortunately, they had 2 players from Knights of Jerky side able to shut that down and make things work out for them. And this is what I'm talking about. Alfa Esports going in for the reset, going on to the other side. Alfa Esports coming up, not quite running into anyone yet. I think they're trying to figure out where people are going. And I think bot Daniel is a little bit aggressive, sees someone in the hallway, decides not to take the shots. They're just going to be watching them, but it's fine. Anyways, Alfa Esports now taking over server. Pushing pretty aggressively, I might add. They're coming in, and Boogie able to knock down Numpskull in the long corner there, and I think Mr. Gamer trying to go in for the... Oh no, they tried to go in for this, plant there, but it didn't land the way they wanted it to. Anyways, Boogie now coming in, now leaving a 1-3 scenario, as they played a little aggressive, I might add, on that plant. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. They're so close to each other. Oh, and Boogie able to get the pick off, and unfortunately Tempo able to finish that up. You know, moments like that, that's why I love seeing the spectator view on everything, because we can see how close these people are without quite knowing it sometimes, especially because they're all just crouching around, right? And another round win in the pocket from Knights of Jerky. And this is what I'm saying, they're coming off to a really good start. They gotta keep this going, but at this point they do have the economy advantage, just slightly, against Alfa Esports, as we're seeing, you know, even half buys coming out from players like Timmy. But you know, again, I gotta say, we have Daniel, the bot in hand, so there's only so much they can really do. But I mean, Knights of Jerky are flush with cash. You have players like Tempo still having 5K in the pocket, as they can buy all the gadgets they want in the world and still be good. But hey, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. So we'll see if Alfa Esports can push in on this and retake the, you know, and mix up the momentum that they've been losing out on. I'm gonna get some water. I feel like I've just been talking a lot straight, so my mouth is like drying up. Anyways, where is everybody? Oh, Mini G able to knock him. That was a quick takeover there. And wallbangs are coming out. They're trying to get someone in the corner there. Definitely a solid choice. Flash comes live. And a beautiful, you know, I gotta give credit. I think it's Knights of Jerky. This is the second time I've seen a beautiful placement on an incendiary grenade. Anyways, where's Tempo? Where is Tempo shooting from? Oh, all the way from here. They're shooting all the way through that smoke. They were not expecting that. That was like a long, crazy lean there. Look at that lean mechanic in play. Literally just you can barely see them. I'm kind of curious to see from the other perspective. Yeah, that is the angle they get from leaning. And it was now a 4-4 scenario, but it's about a minute and a half, so they got to make something happen pretty soon. Never mind, they already took over B side, but Numbskull able to shut down Mr. Gamer in the corner as Timmy swings wide and does barely see them, but the EMP is actually down. Can Alfa Esports come in and make something happen here as they do attempt to get the EMP plant off? And they do shut down the planter. Now coming down to Timmy as they get knocked down, and that gives another point in hand, a nice Jerky. And we're seeing a beautiful defensive gameplay here from Knights of Jerky, even with the bot in hand. But I think things will probably start switching up here now as Knights of Jerky comes on the attacking half against Alfa Esports, and you know they had the advantage the last half, but I mean we're gonna see the same thing now from Alfa Esports, and I'm wondering if Alfa Esports can capitalize on this and push it all the way through, and maybe switch things up. So I mean, what did we say that first half, right? We saw just strong defensive gameplay from Knights of Jerky. We didn't see we saw roamers here and there, and you know, I'm surprised because I've seen both of these teams have pretty solid roaming. But I think the plays that Alfa Esports was they were doing were, I don't want to say roamer defensive, it's just like they're definitely funky, and we didn't see any overly aggressive roamers from Knights of Jerky. So I was kind of surprised by that. They did a pretty good job on managing their placement and kind of waiting for something to happen from Alfa Esports. And I think Alfa Esports, they had some good starts there, but I mean, they had 2 rounds to kind of just sacrifice the saves. So that gave Knights of Jerky a good amount of kind of room to kind of work with. And at this point, Knights of Jerky just needs to secure another round win to just come out of this at the bare minimum, a draw, at the best, a win, right? But regardless, we are going to a map 3 no matter what because we went to a draw on that first map. And a beautiful placement. Almost a beautiful placement with frag. Numbskull the knockdown. Never mind, gets a 2-piece there. I think Boogie on the back end potentially trying to go in for a play here. As Boogie does come in and tries to take over the back. Now holding down toilets, and they are holding it down and shooting these players out. And Minichi gets shut down as Boogie to get a 3-piece, but it doesn't matter to get a refrag there. But it does not matter as there are still 2 players up on Alfa Esports' side, and they go in for the defuse. It will finish that up, giving a round win to Alfa Esports, a round win that we haven't seen in quite a while. You know, Alfa Esports definitely struggling in that first half against the Knights of Jerky, but hey, this is now their defensive half, and I'm hoping we can see some really good gameplay coming out of them. Potentially, we can see some. Maybe we'll see a crazy comeback. You know, that might happen here. And I'm curious to see if Alfa Esports decides to play into a Vezin or something better. And it looks like Mr. Gamer actually does not want a Vezin. They want to go in for the Cadillo. Or never mind. Yeah, I'm always, you know, for round 2s, I'm always mixed on, I guess, to me it's a half buy. Anything besides a Vezin or a Marie is basically a half buy to me. Round 2, I'm always mixed on a half buy. It's either, because here's the thing, what if you win? Then it's like, by round 3, you don't have enough money to buy a Vezin or whatever, so you're kind of basically stuck with that half buy. So like economy wise, it's just kind of funky because then you don't get to get a Vezin then really until round 4, or you steal it off of somebody's body, which is totally possible going into a round 3. But it's kind of funky. Anyways, looks like Knights of Jerky now picking up their 5th player. Looks like they have a different clan tag, so hopefully it is their team player or maybe a league sub. That can always happen. And we're seeing, you know, I've noticed that these teams kind of attack the same way. And 2, 3, I think 4 frags come out and they almost knock themselves down. But Tempo trying to get that pick off, unfortunately gets picked off by Cyberjust himself. And Timmy does not get the shots there. Doesn't matter. Cyberjust able to clean it up and never mind to get knocked down themselves, leaving a 2-4 scenario. And we're seeing a strong switch up here now from Knights of Jerky as they've been knocking down players left and right. Oh my goodness. Boogie on the back and able to shut them down. And Kevlar coming in. But they get picked off from Boogie there. And another round win from Alfa Esports. And you know, this is the switch up I was talking about. I'm wondering if Knights of Jerky can disrupt their momentum and maybe at this. Yeah, they have 5 rounds up. They just need to get 1 or, you know, 1 to draw to go to another map or 2 to win it out. And now they have all 5 players in hand, so I'm hoping we can see them at their best and see how they attack when they have all 5 players ready for this sort of push. And Alfa Esports, they have a bot too. You know, people are just dropping left and right. It's definitely looking rough out here. You know, if I were Knights of Jerky, I'm like, hey, this is the moment we gotta punch it. We gotta push it. They got a bot in hand. This is basically the moment to really capitalize on something like that. You know, and I think Boogie has definitely been getting a lot of value out of being the roamer. For Alfa Esports. You know, we've seen them roaming for a fair amount of time, just knocking players down left to right, and you know, making a very hard time for Knights of Jerky to really come in and take site. But I mean, we saw them on Factory. They had a really good attacking setup against Alfa Esports. I'm wondering if we can see the same thing here, considering they had such a good defensive half. Anyways, very aggressive all-in pushes here. From Knights of Jerky as they take over radio, and I think they know Boogie's there. I mean, they're flipping through the wall, and that's unfortunate, Boogie. They're probably screaming, wondering what the heck happened. But you know, moments like that, you gotta be careful. I always recommend if you're near a wall, and you're crouched, I would stand near if you're gonna be right on the wall, because you have moments like that where you clip through, and you know, in a league match, that makes the difference. Clipping through one wall gives unintentional you know, knowledge to the other team. They might not wall bang you like they did there, but they have the knowledge now that you're there. Oh, what a good entry there, but unfortunately Cyber just holding that crazy corner, able to knock down one of the players from Knights of Jerky's side. And Cyber just trying to poke, but it gets knocked out themselves. But Mini G unfortunately played a little bit too over zealously there. Now leaving a 3-2 scenario for Knights of Jerky. And Cheerleader had a solid attempt there, but barely scrapes by. Almost a Cheerleader carries. We were gonna have to see that here. I think Cheerleader trying to get some kind of poke in, but I mean, Mr. Gamer just holding a crazy angle. And Cracker MF. Okay, they're a lot of interesting names. At this point, it's really up, you know, Knights of Jerky's game. They have a lot of damage on their player sides, but they're probably a little hesitant to push in. But they got about a minute now left, and they have the numbers advantage. So at this point, they gotta really utilize that and pinch this site as best as possible. And they didn't know it, but Cracker MF actually has an Omen in hand. So if I were them, this is the moment to push into A side. Because you can see Mr. Gamer is actually on B side. Never mind, to get knocked down. It now leaves the game all the way to Mr. Gamer. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to retake this potentially. As Numbskull able to knock them down. and force them out of that. And that is another round win for Knights of Jerky. At this point, they just need one more. We are at match point for them. Alfa Esports has to do something to mix this up for the next 3 rounds. Otherwise, that will be giving the win. Knights of Jerky, and essentially they'll be on the back foot now on that map 3. They have to win it out to get a tie, and Knights of Jerky needs to win the next 2 maps to win the series. And I don't know, you know, moments like this, it's a caster's curse, right? Last map I said Knights of Jerky had this in the bag, and then next thing you know, they tied it out. And so I don't like speaking on it sometimes, because then I just feel like it really does give ill will to the people that I'm casting. Because then if I say something against them, then it's like bad. If I say something for them and that they don't get it, then that's bad too. And it's a whole thing, you know. Anyways, Knights of Jerky now coming in, and Boogie on that roam again. I'm wondering if they can get some kind of value out of it this time. What is this? Team only, all on. What is... That's so weird. I was wondering why I wasn't showing their name tags earlier. And unfortunately, their teammate was not there to help them out as Boogie able to come in and get a pick off. And Frag is going free all over, and a beautiful trip line there as they were not expecting that. But, I mean, we're seeing Knights of Jerky, they have just taken over the side and getting another pick off there. Oh, and, you know, you gotta keep the gun up. You gotta keep the gun up, because you got moments like that where you're running and you get shot down. Now leaving a 1-4 clutch up scenario for Cheerleader. They gotta deal with everyone coming in. They're getting a 2-piece there. Can Cheer get another pick off? Unfortunately, they were not able to finish that up as Cracker able to come in on the back and try to finish things out. That gives a round win to Alfa Esports as they tried their best to prevent Knights of Jerky from winning out this map. And I think this upcoming round might be a good kind of pivot point, because it looks like both sides are a little bit low on cash. Yep, and it looks like Knights of Jerky now a little bit on the back heel with their economy as they're disadvantaged. I think for the first time in a while against Alfa Esports. At this point, this is where Alfa Esports has to keep it going, potentially switch up the momentum, and maybe carry this all the way to another tie. Comes to Cheerleader about to carry. You know, Cheerleader almost clutched that up. A 4v2, they got it down 2 players. I mean, they were right there, honestly. Yeah, at this point, Alfa Esports just really has to do their best to try and secure the next 2 rounds. Otherwise, that will be any round at this point gives it to Knights of Jerky, as they already have 6 in the pocket for a draw. Round 11 starts. Yep. Where are they? Where are they at? Oh, they're gonna play radio. Go. We're having a 3-4 man push on radio, and they knocked down Cracker already. Knights of Jerky off to a really good start. Oh, and the frag just clips the top, and unfortunately doesn't quite work out for them. And looks like Boogie on the back. Never mind, Mr. Gabriel to knock him down, and Boogie for another pick. And they are getting pinched out in that radio right now. And wow, it literally knocked Knights of Jerky all the way down to 2. They had a good start when they took out Cracker. Unfortunately, they got pinched really fast by Alfa Esports. think at this point, that's just you trying to figure out what to do here and maybe hold it and get a pick off. I think some pre-firing going off right now, and both sides really just trying to get a quick pick. Time is counting down. I think Boogie, never mind, Mr. Gable, get another pick off there. If I were Kev, I would just peel off. I would just peel off so hard right now and try to get that syringe in front of you and just go for the save. You know, you gotta just go for the save at this point. A 1-4 scenario is just not. There you go. Yep, and just get out of there. Just get all the way out of there. And looks like that will be it from Knights of Jerky. Probably going in. I mean, they are going in for a save at this point, and I think Alfa Esports might be aware of this. But they're taking their time. They're not going to go in for any looting yet. Probably till later. I mean, what can you say, right? Knights of Jerky, they had a good start. They came in 3 people deep, I think, on radio, and they got a quick pick off. Unfortunately, they weren't able to finish up or follow up much to that, as they got pinched out pretty quickly in that same radio station. I mean, you got players like Boogie who are playing on that back, and then again, they're playing a really solid roaming gameplay here, where they're playing very guerrilla, right? They're going in, they're getting their picks and peeling off. And this is it. I mean, are we going to go in for another round, another tie? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I've never had back-to-back ties yet, ever on any of my casts. So this would be a first if this team ties again, which is very much possible. I mean, look at the economy. It's definitely more advantage towards Alpha. They have all the business to buy, and they have a lot of utility to back that up. Unfortunately for Knights of Jerky, they don't have the same setup. They have, I mean, even a player has to buy an RCP. They have some gadgets and utils, but that's really about it. I'm wondering, you know, if they can shut down Boogie, then I think Knights of Jerky has this. Unfortunately, if they can, he's been doing such a good job, he or she, they've been doing such a good job on the roaming part of this. They've been shutting down Knights of Jerky very effectively. And this is, I'm curious to see how Boogie makes this one work out. It looks like they might be not playing it, or they will be playing it. They're just holding that angle, very passive angle. Oh, and they just missed off some players, but it doesn't matter. As Cyber just able to get some wall bangs there and really get a lot of value out of that. A good start here. Unfortunately, nothing quite landing, and players are still alive. I mean, Boogie actually knocking someone out in the hallway. And a beautiful smoke. I don't know if that was planned. They're trying to rest. Knights of Jerky just stuck in toilets trying to make something happen. Never mind. Cracker knocking down Mini G. And now comes down to 2v5. And I don't know. I'm definitely a little scared right now for Knights of Jerky. As Boogie decides to take over the room and finish that up and get a 2-piece to finish that off and give Alfa Esports another round win. And I mean, we're going now into another tie. I mean, we're definitely, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't expect this. Now Alfa Esports and Knights of Jerky are tied back to back for both of these maps, and I'm just curious to see what map they'll choose. I think they're gonna fight it out on Hideout. I'd be very shocked to see them pick ship, but I won't say it's impossible. I've seen, you know, teams pick ship and skyscraper in the same rotation before, but not often. I know a lot of teams tend to use it more like a kind of a mix-up. Those two mix-up maps as Hideout and Factory are the very common maps that people do utilize. But I mean, really good gameplay from both teams there, and I mean, I'm so sad because I feel like I'm kind of definitely a little biased towards the team for whatever reason. And we saw this kind of back and forth, and things almost worked out. Nice Jerky having a really good attacking half, and I mean, they started off with a beautiful defensive half. Unfortunately, they weren't able to secure 2 more wins on that that attacking half, as Alfa Esports did a really good job defending against Knights of Jerky. And I'm wondering if they're going to be going in for another round, break, but they might be pushing this through as all players are in. It looks like they are voting. I'm curious to see which one they're going to choose. The heck? I'm getting like random pings. Oh, I see. I was like, what the heck? And looks like we're choosing Hideout. I'm not shocked. Definitely, again, the common one. It looks like we're seeing a switch, I believe. It looks like Knights of Jerky, they are going to be attacking. This is the first time they're attacking first on a map. And I think they end up, so they've been defending the last 2, and now they're attacking for Hideout on the last one. But anyways, looks like we are going to be going in for that round 3. And this is literally the map decider, as both teams have tied back to back. And I'm wondering if we're going to be going in for a map 3 tie, or if they're just going to push it all the way through, and one of these teams is going to be able to fight this out and finally get themselves a win that is so well deserved. I mean, these teams have been literally going head to head, round for round. And I mean, this is as close as it gets, right? 6 for 6 and 6 for 6. I mean, you can't do better. You can't do closer than that. Someone said another tie. Yes, another tie. And Alfa Esports defending once more, and it looks like Boogie again on that really roaming half. And I mean, kudos to Boogie for being able to roam so effectively against Knights of Jerky. They've been able to shut them down several times over, and they're just never expecting Boogie to be on that roaming there. I'm too busy looking at the roam. And it was Cracker able to knock out tempo. And Knights of Jerky off to a rough start right now, as they're already down a player. They are going to be setting up soon. It looks like they are going in for a V push, as they are able to get a pick off on Cyber just there. And now they can retake site. I mean, it's wide open. Sorry, not retake, just take site. Yeah, Kev coming in, trying to put some support and cheerleader on the back and getting knocked out, but Mr. Gamer knocking out the next player. And Mini G goes in for the poke on the bottom of the hatch. Anyways, Mr. Gamer now and Cracker in kitchen. I mean, at this point, Nice Jerky does not have to do much. They just need to hold it out and just really go in for... Oh, they didn't plant the EMP? Oh my god. Oh my... You know, I think Mini G might have messed that up. They literally wasted, I think, 20-30 minutes, but doesn't... Sorry, 20-30 seconds on that timer, but doesn't matter. Num's able to finish that up and give them a round win. And Nice Jerky, a very big hiccup, but they were still able to finish this out and give themselves a round win. Can we get 3 ties in a row? You know, this will be my first. This is my first fully tied out game if they do go in for 3 ties. Will they? I don't know. I kind of want them to. I kind of want to see this go into 3 ties, and that's literally as close as it gets. But I kind of want to see someone win. I think If I were to wager, I'd probably expect a 7-5 kind of coming out of this. I think somebody's going to win it. I think just someone's going to just be able to push it over and get that win right in the last minute. Or maybe, I mean, we'll see some crazy just run and it'll just like dominate the whole game. But we'll have to see. Because these, I mean, what was it? Alfa Esports, didn't they come back from like a 5-1 loss on that second map? I mean, it's tight. These games are tight. Someone said hard carry from Boogie. I mean, let's check out the scoreboard. Can we? No, we can't. My stuff's just broken today. That's fine. Boogie, where is Boogie? Oh, I mean, never mind. This is a whole different game. We can't see those stats. Anyways, entrance here again from Nice with Jerky. I'm surprised we didn't see any more Vezins. Only one Vezin in hand. From Nice with Jerky, they're taking their time with that. And they did not see the roamer downstairs, but it doesn't matter as it gets cleaned up pretty soon. And the breach comes out at a very inopportune time, I would say. Oh, and a beautiful incendiary. Cracker MF able to come in there and knock down two players, get a two-piece there. But the EMP has been planted with a 2v3 situation. It's not the worst. They can still make this work out. There's definitely some tight angles in the incendiary. These incendiaries are just coming out crazy from Alfa Esports. Cyber just goes in for the long jump reset. I mean, Mr. Gabriel coming out trying to get another poke, and these players going back for about. Oh, and a beautiful like a beautiful pinch there. Oh, and Numbskull able to knock down another player. I mean, at this point, they're just kind of going for time wasting. Oh, and Numbskull gets another pick. Oh, but Cyber just unfortunately able to finish that up. And I mean, do they have the time? It's literally coming down to the wire. Can they do it? I think they can. Oh, they can! Nice of Jerky able to secure another round win by time. And it's definitely definitely feeling tough right now for Alfa Esports, but I mean, we're coming now into round 3 with a couple of Vezins in hand. We're probably gonna see a little bit closer of a game, I think. And Nice of Jerky looks like they also did lose another one of their players. I think Cheerleader got dropped, so definitely a tough start for them coming up. Did they have a bot? I don't remember seeing a bot in the other game. I don't know. Did they have a bot the last 2 rounds? I don't know. Anyways, Nice of Jerky pushing this through, having a really good start, but at this point, I think this is going to be a pivot point, right? If Alfa Esports can come back from this, they might be able to hold up a couple more rounds and then force some really good, you know, get a really good advantage when they're on the attacking half in the second half. Time do we start? 7? Yeah, this is gonna go to 9. Yeah, 2 hours. Wow, this game's going for a bit. Oh, and oh, that's the bot. Okay. Okay, I was like, yo, that was like fast. And where are Nice? 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4? Are we missing somebody? Oh, they're about to lag out. Oh no. Looks like this is gonna be a rough game for Nice of Jerky, but I mean, they got a couple, you know, rounds in their pan. Oh, never mind. Yep, they dropped. They are now a bot. I think Mini G's probably can play it out. Someone said, has there ever been 3 ties? Yeah, there's been a couple of games that have had 3 actual ties. It's been a while. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was a season 1 one. Definitely a preseason. Oh my goodness, Mini G able to get that pick off in the last second, and Tempo just literally came in last second, but it doesn't matter as it get picked off. Now Nice of Jerky leaving out 2 players. I think they might be going in for a save. Yeah, I mean, at this point, 2v4, you lost a lot of your players. I don't know. I'm always mixed on these, but I mean, looking at the economy, it definitely makes more sense to go into round 4 potentially with more cash in hand. But they will be taking some strong losses here. I think they had, 2 wins back to back, and then they'll be dropping their economy gains because it's their first loss in a while. And yeah, I don't know what to talk about when it's like saved, because it's just kind of boring. I mean, it's just an unfortunate round for Knights of Jerky, right? I mean, they already lost their 5th player, and then they had a 4th player drop, and that forced that player to have to play on site as that bot ran all the way in. Surprisingly, they were able to get a pick off on the Alpha Esports team member, but it wasn't quite enough as it got two-pieced by Alpha Esports, right? I forgot who picked it off, but it's just unfortunate anyways. Yeah, 30 seconds left coming on. It's gonna be kind of a very anticlimactic round ending here. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wonder what a 100 player lobby would look like with no limits on gadget buys. That lobby is just gonna crash. I don't even know if Breach of Discord, the way they built it, I don't know. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I mean, I get network problems all the time now. So things are definitely kind of funky. I think I can't imagine 100 players on one map. That'd be crazy. That'd just be too much. These maps are too small. Like, they're just literally way too small for that many players. Unless the snow map's massive. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, a first win in this map for Alpha Esports. And I think a really solid win for them. Granted, Knights of Jerky, they're able to make something happen out of this, as they do have a lot of bezins in hand. So while they did suffer some losses, they weren't tremendous losses. They can still come back from it. Oh, Knights of Jerky deciding to switch this up and actually coming in from the other side. Oh, and they gotta watch their bullets as they're going a little too wide. And yeah, stray bullets everywhere. I mean, I'm surprised no one died. The wall banging from that alone has just been a little crazy, and a beautiful frag that made it all the way in. And just credit to Knights of Jerky. I think I've seen them several times have just a beautiful lob of like either an incendiary or a frag grenade, and just it's gone. Like, I can tell someone really placed it where it was going. I'm not hearing any sound. Am I tripping? Okay, I thought I was tripping. I was like, why is it so quiet right now? Anyways, Boogie now trying to get a pick off on Mini G. I think they're about to get one, and they just did, and that's the EMP down on top of that. Now Knights of Jerky down to 2 players left. Definitely a really rough round for them. But anyways, looks like these teams are just saving. I think, are they saving again? Oh, never mind. They're going in potentially for some long shots here. I don't think Alpha Esports might notice, but the EMP is actually on the 3rd floor. And this, I've been seeing it a lot in my cast. It's just like, I always recommend you just gotta look. Just gotta look at the people's bodies when they get down, because you have moments like this Where one, they had a syringe on them, and two, there's an EMP. And you know, players like Boogie, they've done really good on the roaming. If they've been able to hold up, they might have been able to knock down a couple more Nights of Jerky players. But we're not quite seeing that here. And it looks like Numbskull might draw. I don't know. Nights of Jerky, all their players might have just might be low on their batteries. I think for their headsets at this point, it looks like people are dropping left and right. Oh, and yeah, that player became a bot. There's a it's rough, you know. Nights of Jerky, I'm starting to feel bad for them. They've lost 2 players now, to, I guess, the game. I don't know what they call it. And it's just rough for them out here. Oh, that mute's so crazy. But I mean, at this point, I mean, what can I say? Alpha Esports has they had a pretty good pushback, and I mean, at this point, look at Knights of Jerky, right? They're down 2 players. At this point, everything is really against. The odds are against them in this scenario, which is unfortunate because these teams both had a lot of beautiful back and forth, and I wish, we could see Knights of Jerky at their full strength against Alpha Esports for this last map, and I was hoping we might have been able to go in for 3 ties back to back, but I don't think that'll be the case here because Alpha Esports, they just got to hold it out until the attacking half, and then once they get there, they can be able to shut down a lot of the bots on the attacking half. Ooh, and Arthur unfortunately ran past the Cracker and gets knocked down. I think they are aware that someone's up here. Anyways, the frag comes out and almost just lands on them. And the incendiary comes out, and yeah, the placement's pretty solid, but unfortunately goes a little short. And Kenny the bot goes in for the clutch play. Never mind, they decide to play the oh my goodness. They play out the incendiary without getting the EMP planted. Moments like that, I just wish the bot just planted it, because it was that was unfortunate for them. Ooh, and Boogie able to knock down Mini G. Now Kev has to retake this because the EMP is now stuck on the wall. Dolph on the corner, they're able to knock down one of their players. And at this point, I mean, it's just 2 bots down on Knights of Jerky. I'm heartbroken. It's really just up to Alpha Sports to finish this up, and really kind of get it all the way to round 7. But hey, you never know. I've seen some crazy switch ups from teams that have 1, even 2 bots sometimes. So we'll have to see if Knights of Jerky can potentially pull out some crazy gameplay here. Or if they're just gonna basically hold up until potentially one of their players can come back. Maybe they have a battery sitting somewhere, or it might not be the case. And here we are coming into the last round of this first half. And both bots are down, now leaving 3 players left for Knights of Jerky. Definitely an uphill, very uphill battle that they must overcome. I will say this though, I mean, even though you have 2 bots in hand, you lost a lot of your, never mind, Mini G able to get picked off and Dolph there. Ooh, and Cracker MF able to drop that on them, get another pick off for Alfa Esports. Anyways, we'll be seeing a switch up now from Alfa Esports as they are going to be attacking Knights of Jerky, and I'm hoping, knowing that they have 2 bots in hand, that Alfa Esports is gonna be able to put the pressure on and really just force us to go fast as possible. I don't know, moments like this I'm like, do I keep casting all the way through? Is this entertaining for people to see it kind of just play out the bot? I don't know. To me it's kind of it's like, dang, you know, especially this game. They were 6-6 for first 2 games. I'm just sad. Someone said war of attrition. I respect it. Honestly, sounds crazy, but I know a lot of games where people just don't have batteries. So low key, if you just kind of push it out, you might be able to get something like this. Granted, it's not a fun way to win, right? Good technically try to outlast your team, like the other team on their battery. That'd be a weird way to win, and I wouldn't rely on that because some people have batteries. But you could, in theory, do it. Anyways, Boogie able to get a pick off on Mini G. I think they played a little too aggressive on the defending side there, but Kenny feeling very, very full of themselves as they get picked off. Anyways, I'm hoping to see a pretty good push here from Alfa Esports. Breach does come out, and Tempo able to get a shot off, but gets refragged themselves at this point. Comes down to Arthur the buy. So yeah, I would just play the EMP at this point. Arthur, I think, finally figures out something's going on here. And hey, I mean, yeah, the Taurus in hand, you never mind. Arthur gets picked off by Boogie there. And at this point, we're kind of just waiting out, I think, for Alfa Esports to really do the formalities and finish out the game. At this point, it's really a consolation. Consolation wins for Knights of Jerky. I think they're just trying to lessen the blow from Alfa Esports. But I mean, it's a little impossible to do when you have two bots on your side. Maybe I should just start watching YouTube videos. I'm just kidding. Maybe I can look over clips. You know, someone send me your clips. I know we talked about for I think one of the caster podcast thing. We were thinking about doing clips, clip reviews. People can send us some cool clips, and then we'll talk about them on cast and say some really cool things. I don't know. Doge. Thank you for the compliment. Just wait till Margarita pulls out. Who's anyways, looks like the frag. Oh, that's not a frag, that was a smoke. Anyways, Knights of Jerky just really trying their best to keep all the players out. I mean, Arthur somehow still alive but gets picked off. I always found it crazy that oh my goodness, Mini G gets picked off by the trip mine there. Or sorry, Mr. Gamer. Cracker MF just comes in and is dominating the best they can. But Knights of Jerky actually putting up a good fight as they have 1v2 right now. Ooh, and he get picked off from Cracker. Ooh, I mean, what can I say? Alfa Esports now coming into their match point. I mean, who do y'all think is going to win this? I don't know. I mean, Kenny has been putting up a good fight. I coach Alpha a bit. I must see the full cast. You want the full cast? I don't know. Bot casts are kind of funky, you know. But you know, I'll play through. I play through. I always play till the game ends. I never quit. I never quit. But here we are coming into the match point now. And, you know, I will say, impressive last round from Knights of Jerky. They got it down to a 1v2, which I think is impressive considering you had 2 bots in hand. And that's why I always say, like, you can't, I mean, regardless of the circumstances, you can never be too overconfident because you might lose out a round on accident, right? Anyways, I'm just getting a pick off on Arthur the bot. And Boogie, ooh, getting a 2-piece there on Knights of Jerky's players. They're now down to Tempo and Kevlar. And Tempo is trying to play it out, I think, with the shotgun. The beautiful pick off there from Cracker. MF now coming down to Tempo on the back, and I think Cyber just trying to get a pick off, and they do. Anyways, that is it for today. I mean, that's a consolation. Actually, not a consolation, but Alpha Esports really winning this out. I don't want to say they didn't obviously do a good job on that last map, but really it came down to attrition on that last map. As we saw a good start from Alpha Esports and Knights of Jerky, but unfortunately Knights of Jerky lost 2 of their players, leaving this out to a 3v5. And you know, we know how those go. I know 4v5s you can kind of make those work. 3v5s are just dang near impossible. But it is, you know, it is what it is, and that's just how it goes. But here we are, Alpha Esports finishing things out and winning that for their team. And that last match was definitely kind of funky, but the first 2 maps were definitely some really amazing gameplay from both sides as they had ties back to back. Unfortunately, they did, you know, Knights of Jerky tried their best to hold it down in that last match, but you really can't do much there. And unfortunately, things just came down to the bots, making not much to go on there. But Alpha Esports holding themselves all the way through and winning this out for them. But anyways, that will be it for me tonight. I tried my best to cast that last match, and it was definitely kind of funky. But hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the first 2 maps for sure. Those were some great things to check out, and obviously come back, check out another cast, and I think there should be some good matches coming up this weekend. So definitely look out for those, and hopefully one of the other casters can pick it up, because unfortunately I will be going back home visiting family, and I won't be able to cast this weekend. So it will be what it be, but I'll be back later on, you know, once we get towards the end of the season. And then I'm hoping to see y'all at the grand finals when these teams come head to head and really try to make a name for themselves on season 1, potentially winning it out for the grand finals. But hey, that's way later. That's in January. Anyways, I will see y'all around. Have a good night.